Hey Aries, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. This is going to be your monthly reading for my Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising. I cut out the shuffling part because it just takes a lot of time and I'd rather just be able to read for you guys. So here is your spread. We did the regular general Celtic cross here. So your overall energy, we got the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in tarot signifies learning, growth, some kind of opportunity or new beginning here. It encourages building. There's something here about building a solid foundation, especially with this Four of Cups coming out with it, crossing it. It could be the start of a new project or job or some kind of venture, especially I would say either in the realm of finance or love. Right? Probably finance, but you're learning something here. So there could be relationship involved as well. There's a desire here to acquire new skills, to expand, to delve deeper, right? To expand your knowledge. It emphasizes the importance of focus and hard work and like what your method to achieving your goals would be. Page of Pentacles, there's a connection to the earth here. So again, a need for stability and security and foundation, which is what the fours are all about. All right, so there's something developing here. It's the early stages of development, but there's potential for future success here, for mastery. And before I started your reading, I was hearing the words hit or miss. And I was thinking about the imagery of like when you go into a store, right? And it's either hit or miss. Like either you'll find a whole bunch of really good things or not. And so I'm not sure why that was exactly coming through, but I'm sure it'll kind of expand as we go through this. So in the past, well, first of all, what's crowning you, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So this is a good omen. This says that things are going to turn around for you. And there's some kind of change. There's some kind of circumstances that are going to shift. So what's one was on the top can suddenly be on the bottom and vice versa. So the Wheel of Fortune really wants you to accept change, to find your center, even like in chaos, and to understand that everything's in constant flux, in constant motion, always changing. It also suggests that the stars are aligning here, right? And it looks like it's like a machine. I just got this deck, so I'm kind of just learning it with you. Not learning it with you, but examining it with you. It looks like there's this machine, like a timestamp is what it's given. So it just feels like, and it feels heavenly, right? With the planets, the zodiacs. It's like the stars are aligning here. In the past, we have the Magician. The Magician is the master of his or her energy. It's about using your focus, using your attention, using your will to move in a certain direction. And so the Magician being in the past is like, you manifest this. This is something that you called upon, right? And Four of Cups is an opportunity. It's an offer. There's something being extended to you, something that you called in. Now it's going to be up to you whether you want to take it or not. And what's beneath you or in the unseen, we've got the Ace of Swords. Be careful about being restricted into one way of thinking, one way of seeing something. Because this being in the unseen, there could be, I don't know why, I just keep feeling like there could be something that you're not seeing, something that you're not thinking about. There could even be another opportunity is what I'm getting. Beneath or on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Cups. So your heart has been affected here in some way in the past. And the Sword. Be careful about living in the past is what I'm getting, or living in that heartbreak, the hurt or the pain that might have been inflicted in the past. I don't know what that is, but moving on. In the near future, we've got the Moon. So there could be, I do feel like there's clarity coming with the Ace of Swords in the unseen. This is like a new way of thinking, new way of seeing something. But the Moon is a card of illusion and deception. Something might not be as it appears to be. And this could be a misunderstanding on your part, or even like a truth that you can't really admit to yourself. It's the subconscious mind, so there could be a pattern there ingrained, and that's kind of where you move from. So there could be some hidden fears or emotions. Something that you're not seeing. And remember, I was hearing hit or miss. So just because you go into one shop and it's a miss doesn't mean that the next one won't be a hit, right? And so this can be thought of in broader terms as well. Like, just because one opportunity flops, it doesn't mean that the next one will, okay? Because if there's a miss, there's also a hit here somewhere, okay? We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so it's like there's some kind of thinking that isn't very clear, or there could be some deception. There could be a tendency to be overly emotional here, or like cut off, cold, even some manipulation with the Queen of Swords in reverse. There could be a lack of empathy. You might hold some grudges here. Possibly due to the past. There could also, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, be a tendency to isolate yourself from others. There could be some cloudy judgment. Be careful, because this judgment could lead to hurtful or irrational behavior. Connect with your empathy, Aries. consider others. We're gonna get some oracle cards out here and really go a little deeper, because this is kind of a little vague, but we're gonna go deeper. Let's just continue, and then we'll get some oracle as well. We've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. This feels like, and this is in the other people position. It feels like defensiveness. There's reluctance to move forward here. Again, stemming from the past. Stemming from something that has hurt you in the past. There's a need to reassess your boundaries here, to let go of some of the past, some of those lingering fears or patterns. There's a need to find a way to move past something here. Because this energy can cause like physical, emotional burnout. All right. You might be like overly cautious, or resistance to change. There's stubbornness, and this could potentially hinder your progress. So just be cautious. There's a need for reflection here. Both of these cards would encourage introspection, and the Hermit is your final outcome. All right, there's a big need to go within here, because otherwise it's almost that energy of like having a chip on your shoulder, where there's an opportunity. Remember, I said this could be either for finances or for love, emotional connection, relationships, the Four of Cups. Because Cups is the emotional body. Pentacles, of course, is the finances, money, energy. In the hopes or fears position, we've got the Emperor, the King of Kings. Which represents usually like authority, leadership, stability. So it feels like there's a desire for some kind of structure, some kind of stability here. There could be father, something with the father is coming through. The father figure, or whatever your like male influence was in your life. And sometimes that's actually the mother, depending, but the Emperor represents like the importance of clear structures and rules and boundaries that creates a stable environment. He represents the strong, authoritative presence, whether that's in yourself or others. The Emperor represents discipline and responsibility and hard work, achieving goals. Again, the Four is foundation, stability, security. Being in the hopes and fears, it's like there's a hope for stability, but there could have been some kind of abuse of power, something that hurt in regards to power, in regards to like authority figures. which when we've struggled with that in our childhood, it could also bring about this this tendency towards rigidity or stubbornness, or being overly controlling as an adult. But this is about taking control of your life and doing some deep introspection and examining how you're thinking about something. I don't know how this got to childhood from this opportunity. It's very interesting, but yeah, it does feel like there's been some patterns or programs here installed in childhood, perhaps that could potentially block you. Maybe that's why this is coming up from an opportunity, or maybe you're not seeing an opportunity as, I don't know, something, they're connected somehow. And this energy is inviting you to go within, to do some reflection, to do some deeper introspection here. All right, let's get some oracle cards out here. What are we gonna go with? I think we're gonna go with Sacred Rebels. This is a deck by Elena Fairchild. Legend among legends. All right, Aries. Thank you guys, by the way, for liking and sharing and commenting. It does help the channel. I appreciate it. All right. Advice to my Aries. All right. We've got number 9. 9 is a number of manifestation. And then we've got 18, which also breaks down to a 9. So this is truly about what you want to manifest, right? With the Magician out here, do we want to manifest from a place of the past, of a broken heart? Or, and then we got the Legacy of Light here in the middle, which is also giving familial, family patterns, cycles. So do we want to stay locked into the heartbreak and continue to manifest from this place? Or can we see the patterns and break free from them? Can we see where we've been limiting ourselves, or where our programming has limited us, and break free from some of these limitations? This feels like ancestral healing to me. And this is not where I was expecting this reading to go in this direction. However, that's what it feels like to me, right? It looks like child moves into adult, moves into wisdom, right? How we learn and grow and move through these cycles. Now, keep in mind, your parents also went through these cycles, right? None of us are perfect. We're all just going off of these spirals, these cycles, based on what we've learned through our childhood. Number 9, what do you feel? there could be some opinions that are distracting you from truth. And this could even be others as well. And you know, it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, but when it comes down to it, you're the one that has to make your own decisions and make sure you're moving from your own feelings, your own heart space. Don't allow someone else to be the source of your decision-making power. And even the past, right? Even because sometimes our decisions can stem from childhood, from what we grew up believing, right? We have to be able to, as adults, step into our own discernment, step into our own truth. You may be thinking about which way to go and stuck in some kind of decision making process here. Just keep in mind, sometimes we have to accept that any path forward is a path forward, and if it's not the best path, then we can always change our approach later if we need. If we're slightly off base with a decision, life will often shift and move and guide us back on track. We don't have to be perfect. In fact, there's rarely ever a perfect choice to be made, right? Just some choices that feel more heart-honoring than others. And sometimes we can only really know in hindsight if we made the best choice in that moment. The time of our decision making, we only really have our internal wisdom to rely on, and that's really all you need. Okay, there's no need to punish or traumatize yourself with possible choices. Just making a choice will set things in motion, right? The best way to catalyze the situation you're in and to bring about healing, change, and to stimulate your creative juices and find a more inspired, energetic, enjoyable approach to your life is just to make a choice based on what you're feeling right now, right? Not based on anyone else's feelings, just yours. So just ask yourself, what do I feel right now? And go from there. If you can't relate to the need to make a choice between two or more alternatives, then there's some kind of crossroads in your journey, and the choices that you make at this time, even simply choosing to do things a little differently without drama associated with this decision, are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life, right? Take a different approach to something. Be open to that which makes you uncomfortable, but could be exciting and interesting. Right? Even small adventures are gonna yield some big results right now, right? It matters less that you do the most wonderful thing ever, right? That's too much pressure. And more that you simply take an action from your heart, right? Spend some time with your own feelings and just know everything's gonna work out perfectly, right? This is your legacy, and this is your manifestation. This is your spiral. What do you want to make it? You're being asked to honor the legacy of light. That's your birthright. So take nourishment, take the support from those that have come before you, Your ancestral lines are not only in blood, but also in spirit. Call on your ancestors' wisdom for support. And know that you are supported, and whatever it is that you're wanting to create is going to come about. Even if there is a couple misses, you're going to hit that hit. You're going to find that shop or that opportunity or that option that does hit. Okay, but you might have to look outside the box. You might have to change your perspective a little bit here. You might have to open up to some new things and not be too defensive along the way, because there is clearly some blocks here that you need to identify, but you're going to identify them, Aries. Just keep in mind, there's a genius within that can guide us if we just call on it. You truly do have all of the wisdom within you. All of your ancestors' wisdom. Call on it. And trust it. You have to trust yourself, though. That's the biggest thing with your intuition, with your gifts. You have to trust it. You have to learn to trust yourself, and you have to learn truth. You got to learn to get out of your own way and to decipher and decode what is truth and what is just operating from subconscious or patterns or you know, this type of thing. The biggest thing, though, is to trust, to learn to trust yourself, right? You're in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it's further away than ever before. It's gonna be amazing when everything you've been dreaming of falls into place, Aries. Suddenly what you've been thinking of creating is just gonna plunk into your reality, seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view. Couldn't really see it coming. But in truth, it's already yours. It was already coming all along. So just keep in mind, sometimes when we feel furthest away from what we want, we're actually closer than ever before, right? Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root into the world. Pay attention to the synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You might have already started to notice them. You might start to notice them now. When we live from the heart and when we honor our creative center, and when we choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to live in the world, we will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It's as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. There's no point in rushing to the bus stop. If you're way too early, you're just going to be wasting your time. It's better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there right on time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. So try not to worry quite so much about the future, Aries. You're going to attract what you want, what you need, so much more enjoyably if you just relax and deal with the here and now. And keep in mind also that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. Right? Trust in the divine timing. Sometimes we might hit a miss because all of the factors weren't in place yet. All right? So keep your faith and know that whatever it is that you're manifesting, it's coming. Thank you guys again for liking and sharing and commenting, subscribing. Make sure you tap that notification bell if you want to be notified of upcoming videos. Love you guys.